All right, here's the former undisputed UFC welterweight champion and still one of the best pound-for-pound fighters in the world, the Nigerian nightmare, Kamara Usman. What do you think his approach is going to be here tonight? Because we love the jab, the striking has evolved, but we all know what his bread and butter is.
Well, his bread and butter is his wrestling. I think the only thing I can point to is that he lost the first fight of his career. Then he went on that tremendous run to become the welterweight champion and widely regarded the best pound-for-pound fighter in the world. That was his bounce back. Tonight he has to do that again. He's got to go back to that mindset that allowed for him as a young fighter to tie George St. Pierre's record for most wins in the welterweight division. That starts tonight. And ultimately he's hoping that leads to another reign atop the welterweight division. And
there have been rumblings about some injuries, maybe a knee, his hand. He says he's healthy. We'll see how it goes for Kamara Usman getting back on the proving ground here tonight. The Nigerian nightmare, Kamara Usman, steps inside the octagon. He looks ready to go. All right, so here he is representing New Zealand and, of course, Nigeria. Enter the last style bender, Исраэль Adesanya. We've certainly enjoyed our time getting to know this young man in our fighter meetings. He has a high fight IQ. He's a thinking man's fighter. And obviously the physical skills jump off the film every time you watch.
Yeah, he's got it all. I mean, the guy has it all. And as you watch him walk to the octagon, he has a confidence and the air about him that many don't possess. He has always known he would become a champion of the world. He proved that he can do it. Now it's time to show whether or not he can do it again. Sometimes getting back is harder than getting there the first time. Let's see what Исраэль Adesanya can do to try to become the middleweight champion again.
And certainly the discipline, the motivation, all that stuff is still there. And there was a definite intensity to him here during fight week. We'll see if he can channel that into the desired result tonight. Our tale of the tape for this, our main event of the evening. Here's Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event of the evening. It's time! 5 rounds in the UFC middleweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, ladies and gentlemen, presenting the former UFC welterweight champion, Kamara, the Nigerian nightmare, Usman. And now introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, ladies and gentlemen, presenting the former UFC middleweight champion of the world, Исраэль, the last style bender, Adesanya.
And there's Herb Dean. He will handle the action inside the octagon.
Let's do it.
All right, early round action here, and keep an eye on that jab of Kamara Usman, right? I don't have to tell a lot of you who are listening tonight that he has gone to great lengths to develop that with Trevor Whitman. And that has really helped him set up his takedowns. But he wants to box tonight. He feels like this matchup is a striking matchup for him. We'll see if he can put those words into action here tonight. Well, there's a takedown attempt. No surprise that he would go for it there, but unable to get the fight to the ground.
Whenever your opponent knows that you're going to try to take him down, you have to disguise it. He did not disguise it. He tried to shoot a blind shot and got fitness as you would expect him to. Big punch lands in the middle.
Oh, big knee!
takedown defense by Israel.
Usman's bleeding from the mouth now. A cut there on his lip. That doesn't look like fun. Stuffs the takedown, no problem. A lot of power on display from Kamar Usman as he lands yet again there.
Kamar Usman showed in the Colby Covington fight, not only is he the best welterweight in the world, he may just be the toughest welterweight in the world because he went through the fire in order to retain that title.
So pretty good recovery by the opponent after getting stunned pretty good. Gotta capture. Oh, lands a hip toss now. He missed with that jab attempt there. 2 minutes.
Another big takedown. Oh, he passes the half guard now. And he's not posturing to land punches, so look for a submission attempt. Oh, big elbow. That was a slick transition.
All right, north-south position here. We'll see if the crowd can be mature about this, DC. Under a minute now to go on the round. Pretty good work with the ground and pound here by Kamar Usman. Oh, he's got his back. Beautiful movement, hip work on the ground here, just outstanding with the transition.
He is not staying in one place on the ground, and that's very important.
Oh, high-level stuff here with the ground and pound by Usman. Final seconds here in round one. Print the shirts, ground and pound. Round two is next. All right, that's the end of the round. You see the fighter's got a cut on his lip, not necessarily a Robbie Lawler lip opening, if you know what I'm talking about, but certainly something that could be a source of adversity here moving forward. Cut man in there quickly to try to shore it up. All right, let us now check out some of the action from that previous round, DC, and how about that flying knee?
I mean, who does that? Who jumps off the ground and throws a knee? Who propels himself to throw a flying knee? I would never.
Right.
It's too dangerous. Risk versus reward. You try anything out there, but I guess that's why it's a video game.
I'd probably pull a muscle or something. All right, both fighters now ready to go with round two. Исраэль Адесаньya. And that man, the Nigerian nightmare, Kamara Usman. All right, next round is now underway. Hopefully the action continues at a high level. Pretty good first 5 minutes.
Pretty good first fight. Oh, nice body shot. Oh, Adesanya's getting going now. Oh, there we go. Look at that. Recognized he was about to lose position.
Oh, the ground and pound is there.
There it is. Now he's going to mount.
Standing over his opponent here and making these strikes count. Beautiful sequence there by Usman. And very effective with the ground and pound. Bottom fighter better move.
Yeah, he's got to move, John. He's got to shrimp and try to either get up or pull his opponent back into him so he doesn't have the posture to land that big damage.
Usman ground and pound from half guard. He is making these shots count. All right, so look at that. A cut has been opened around that eye area.
He's taking shots over and over again to that area, and now he's dealing with a cut.
Well, this is a tough fighter to buck off. Very good pressure and work here by Kamara Usman. Really doing a nice job getting these shots home on the ground. All right, side control now, DC. You know he's in his element on the ground. A lot of tricks up his sleeve.
A lot of tricks. Oh, nice.
Well, maybe ill-advised to be competing off your back, but he's landing. Well, working pretty effectively from the top here. Nice ground and pound by Usman. And there it is, another strike gets through on the ground. Continuing to stay busy here on the ground. All right, looks like he's got a couple hooks in here, DC, and defensively, you better be careful. Usman's in half guard now.
Now he's going full mount.
Oh, big combination of ground and pound strikes here, DC. This could be the beginning of the end.
I mean, you got to be very careful when you take these big ground and pound strikes. You need a controlled posture on the bottom, and if you're the top guy, the guy that's looking to finish, continue to gain posture and rain down big strikes on your opponent.
All right, so pretty good damage here with the ground and pound. Nothing superficial about these strikes. They are intending to harm.
Oh, yeah, he's landing very accurately, and he's landing to get damage off.
Well, the ground and pound is there once again. Strong work here by Kamara Usman. Man, he's killing it on the ground. Another strike gets through. Usman ground and pound from half guard now. Let's see if he can do some damage. 2 rounds in the books.
Hey, stop.
Excellent. That was beautiful, man. You had him hurt. You should have put him away. He was hurt. He was ready for that final blow. All right. He's probably still hurt.
All right, let us now look back at some of the highlights from that round, and there just aren't that many guys on this roster that can keep up this offensive wrestling pace over 15 or 25 minutes.
But he's one of those guys. He is one of those guys that's able to continuously take you down, even if you get up over and over. He has this ability to maintain that pace and pressure that he can wear his opponents down. That's why you see him get so many finishes as the fight progresses.
Shot to the body there, really starting to connect at a high percentage now in the latter stages of this fight. Big power shot there. The number's 91 total strikes have landed for Kamara Usman. Well, 2 out of every 3 strikes finding the target, landing with 67% accuracy against Исраэль Adesanьya.
Tremendous body kick lands for this guy.
Under 3 minutes now to go in the round. Straight punch.
It won't take many of those.
Oh, he's landed a high number of total strikes here in the latter stages of this fight. He's really picked up the pace and landing far more strikes than he did in previous rounds. Posturing up now.
And now the damage is about to start.
Usman going to work here from the full guard. Nice combination of strikes, mixing it up pretty well here. All right, so you got to be careful playing on the ground with this guy. You don't want to mess around for too long. Usman ground and pound from half guard now. But at least staying busy on the bottom. The ground strikes continue to pile up. Lands the ground and pound strike here. Oh, and another punch on the ground gets through. May need some defense here. Right into side control. Well, he's in a compromising spot here, DC. You got to figure out a way to get back to your feet.
He needs to shove the knees. Get his opponent's knee off of his belly so he can get to his feet.
Most fighters will tell you offensive wrestling is the hardest, most exhausting thing.
Especially if you're just running the guy over, John, and then he just gets up. Great job landing the strike from his back.
That's 3 rounds in the can. We're headed to the championship rounds.
That wasn't a bad round. That wasn't a bad round. Could have gone either way. But you're telegraphing your kicks. All right? You can see him coming a mile away. Okay?
All right, a lot of tremendous striking action in that last round, DC. I know you don't have a telestrator, but take us through the replay.
I mean, I would love to have my telestrator right now. That was a great display of high-level mixed martial arts striking. Both combatants stood toe-to-toe and let it all hang out.
You ready to fight? Ready.
All right, here's round 4, fight scheduled for 5 5-minute rounds. Well, most fighters can't keep up this type of aggression and pace, but you don't have to worry about this guy. He hasn't really showed any signs of slowing down tonight. Takedown defense is there. And he switches to southpaw. All right, so some definite damage underneath the elbow now on the side of his opponent. A lot of strikes to the body starting to add up.
Yeah, a lot of strikes to the body and mixing up the attack, not being one-dimensional, not headhunting inside the octagon. I think he has fought beautifully right now, and it's starting to show itself. Inside control, you got a ton of options. He goes knees on belly. Now he's got a good body position, yup.
3 minutes. Oh, he's got the ground and pound going now. All right, half guard position here, DC. You have an extra hop in your step when you talk about fighters working out of this half guard.
Oh, man, I like half guard as a top fighter. I understand half guard as a bottom fighter. Don't want to be there. It's very dangerous. But if you are there, you have to be winning the position of the underhook. It opens up so many opportunities for you to either escape or sweep. This is a terrible position.
Big combination here of ground and pound strikes. Nice work by Usman.
Oh, big elbow. Look at him attack that arm triangle on the opposite side. When it's time to finish, he will lock his hands, pass his body all the way to the opposite side, drop his chest to get all the way down to his opponent's neck to try to choke him out and finish his fight.
Ooh, right into side control, DC.
This is where you want to be now because you get to make your opponent decide. They try to turn back into you, you can attack guillotine. If they turn away to try to get to your knees, you throw your hooks in and you got all your rear choke submissions.
All right, right into side control. Upper body strength figures to be put to good use here.
Yes, absolutely. And you got to look for his opponent to turn back into him. He should chase guillotine, but the opponent turns to the opposite side. He can take his back, throw his hooks in, try to choke, or flatten him out and just go for the finish.
Buzzer sounds for the end of round 4.
Start working those strikes more. Listen, he's a wrestler. He cannot take.
All right, so for one fighter, the round mercifully comes to an end as we look back at some of the action. What a display of ground and pound.
It's his calling card. It's exactly what he's known for. He's known as a brutal ground and pound fighter, and he showed you just then why he's known as that in the MMA sphere. He's the guy that if he gets you down, he will dominate you with positioning and brutal, nasty ground and pound.
5th and final round. All right, so he catches the leg here, and now he goes for the takedown. It's there. Lands with the ground and pound. Oh, and there's another ground strike for good measure.
Get them out here.
All right, so he's got the ground and pound game going here. Big elbow there, lands.
Massive shot from the top.
Well, this fight's been pretty crazy thus far. Both guys doling out a lot of damage, and neither seems too bothered by it, but clearly both parties are hurt.
Both guys are hurt. Both guys are fighting beautifully. Both are showing a lot of heart right now in this fight. They're both doing amazing jobs. Let's see who gets the job done at the end of this thing. He's doing a really good job putting himself in position.
Well, perhaps it's a high fight IQ, perhaps it's obvious, but he is attacking that cut that is getting deeper by the minute.
And it seems like the right decision because you can see his opponent starting to paw at it. You can see it starting to take an effect. It's messing with him mentally. For him, he's got to continue to attack that area and hope that it just keeps getting worse and worse.
Good, solid strike on the ground.
And another strike from the top lands for him. He's got to be careful here.
Postures up and lands a brutal strike to the head. Trying to finish this fight.
Like that.
Yeah, buddy, way to get that KO.
All right, let's get you some replays now. Certainly a lot for our replay guys to work with in the truck. This was a clinic tonight in terms of mixed martial arts acumen in every realm of the game.
And once he got to the top, he started to land brutal ground and pound until the fight was called off. Just a dominant performance from the top position.
Let's go inside the octagon to Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Herb Dean has called a stop to this contest at 3 minutes, 12 seconds of round number 5. Declaring the winner by knockout, Kamara, the Nigerian Nightmare Usman.
Man, Usman's feeling his power, and why not? Another knockout for the former welterweight champ tonight.
Yeah, beautiful knockout by Kamara.